Hello, my name is Lynn Tatera, and I'm a yoga, mindfulness, and self-compassion teacher with Holy Mindful. And this video that I'm making right now is on compassion resilience. And I'm going to divide this video into two parts. In the first part of the video, I'm going to talk about what compassion is and in zones or activation levels in which we can practice compassion. And then in the second part of the video, I'm going to talk about self-compassion and how self-compassion can help us to be more compassion resilient. So first, I'd just like to talk a little bit about compassion. And in this video, I'm going to define compassion as being having empathy for somebody else, or it could also be for ourselves, but I'll just talk about compassion for others. So if we have compassion for others, we have a sense of resonance or empathy with that person's pain, as well as a sense of kind of warmth or kindness toward that person, wishing for their well-being. So for compassion to be present, we really need to have those two components. We need to have both resonance or empathy, and we need to have a sense of warmth or kindness. So to practice compassion, we can be in one of three zones or levels of activation. And I have a little visual here to show you what I'm talking about. So this is a visual that talks about three different zones or activation levels in which we can practice compassion. The first one would be our comfort zone. An example of practicing compassion in our comfort zone might be if a child falls down, has a little ouch on their arm and comes to us, and we can stay completely at ease and we can comfort the child, and then the child goes to play. And so the compassion would be in that comforting of the child, and yet we might be able to do that completely within our zone of comfort. The second zone is the challenge zone, and that's where maybe somebody comes to us and they're having a little bit more of a problem, and we feel it. We get a little bit activated. We resonate with the pain, and yet we're still able to feel a sense of warmth and kindness. And so we're able to meet them in their pain, in their distress, resonate with it a little bit, and yet also stay centered, grounded, able to respond with kindness. In the third kind of zone of activation, we're overwhelmed. And this happens when maybe we've resonated with a little bit too much pain, or perhaps that person's pain has resonated with some of our own pain, and what ends up happening is we just have a little bit more pain than our system can handle. And so our whole system gets overwhelmed, and this can kind of manifest in a sense of wanting to kind of like the fight, flight, or freeze, right? Our whole nervous system gets activated. Maybe we just want to exit the conversation, or we kind of might even have a freeze response. And so what I'm going to invite you to consider now as we pause this first section of the video is, what is it like for you when you get in this outer zone, when you get overwhelmed? What does that feel like in your body? What kind of thoughts go in your head? How do you know when you're feeling overwhelmed and your level of activation is too much?